Welcome back to John's Films, your home for Davinci Resolve hardware things and stuff. Today, we're taking a look at an old Mac. That guy over there? Why? Well, it's pretty simple. It's stupid to go buy a computer right now. The prices are insane. The GPU foundries are kicking out like one a month, maybe is my guess, because the pricing on it, supply to man, it's nuts. I don't want you to have to go spend $1 billion to use Resolve, and truthfully, you don't have to. First, let's establish what's important for Davinci Resolve on an older machine. Frankly, I care mostly about timeline performance. Render, if I'm only doing 3, 5, 10, even an hour-long video, I'm okay with it taking a while to render. Instead, I'd rather have the ability to scrub across a timeline and edit the way I want to edit without any hangups. So the question is, can a 4-year-old iMac do the job for a fair price? To test this, I took clips off of my Sony cameras as well as my DJI drone and fed them into Timeline. Starting with our first clip, we're just going to hit it hard. This is a 420 10-bit, 120 frames per second, slowed down to 20 frames per second over time here. And you can notice, plays back all right. I mean, it's usable. Not mad at it. But what about if we put a color grade on it? Let's do that. Here's some 60 frames per second footage that I've pulled in at 40% speed. Now, the render is at 24 frames per second, and that's what the timeline is conformed to. Let's push this through a grade. And as I'm grading this, you'll notice it applies pretty darn quickly. You'll even see as I adjust color wheels, you can watch the scopes in the corner, and they move along pretty well too. But this footage, it's actually in a really bad fog. And I like the fog look, I just want it to be less. So I pull in an OFX dehaze, and I apply that, and I'm able to apply the slider and see exactly how strong I want it, and then play it back. Hey, that's pretty smooth. What about some transitions? So I've thrown transitions between a few of these spots, and let's play over those. Well, it's not too painful. In fact, I can't say that I particularly get much better on my 3090 and 5950X base system. And that's like a $5,000 system. This one, eBay, 800 bucks. All right, then there's probably a problem when we get to Fusion. I mean, after all, why do all these fancy pants designers need real big systems? Let's check it out. Here with, again, the i7, a Radeon 560 4GB card, 32 gigabytes of 2400 megahertz RAM, and an SSD. Well, let's check out what happens in Fusion in a big 3D composition. I've got some text, I've got extruded with some beveling to it, I've got a spotlight that looks at it with a plane behind it, and now there's a camera, which you'll see here, and even if we animate the camera and move it along, I can drag along in timeline and see how it's going to react. With this said, it's totally usable. I mean, what am I missing, right? Well, here's the deal. If you are going to be putting a ton of virtual objects, particle objects all throughout your composition, if you're going to be putting stacked timelines of several different clips with a bunch of different LUTs and grades on them, and you're going to use transitions, etc., you will see speed improvement with the Ryzen system that's over here. But frankly, for just cutting up some footage, putting some color on it, transition here and there, and even basic Fusion work, I think this is the bang for the buck performance winner. Oh, John, you screwed up. You forgot that there's a Mac Mini with an M1 chip in it. But I didn't. You see, the Mac Mini is $650, $700. Has an M1 chip, sure, fantastic chip. But it doesn't come with the monitor, doesn't come with the keyboard, the mouse. Everything you need is included for around $800. Wow. That has to be the bargain of the century, and you can use this until maybe the M1 Pro price comes down, or maybe the M1 Max starts to get cheaper, or maybe you jump back to Windows on the next iteration of graphics cards. Hopefully we get greater supply, there drops demand, and the pricing drops with it. We will see. If this is helpful to you, please take the opportunity to click subscribe below, because I have an M1 iMac. It'll be compared to this iMac as well as the Ryzen Beast over my shoulder here in the corner. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.